Hi everybody, it's Miss Manos. I'm just here to read to you again. So today we're going to be reading a story called A Rainy Day. It's kind of a bit of a rainy day out today, so I figured this would be a good one. A Rainy Day. This is by Helena Ramsey and Paul Humphrey, and it's illustrated by Stuart Trotter. It hasn't rained for a long time. Look, these plants are dropping because they need water. The pond is almost empty too. If it doesn't rain soon, the fish will die. The grass looks brown and burnt. The soil is all dry and cracked. Look at those big black clouds. They're called cumulonimbus clouds. They usually bring rain. They look black because they are so thick that the sun can't shine through them. I think I could feel some raindrops already. That was a flash of lightning. Let's run inside. Did you hear the thunder? You can tell how far away the storm is by counting the number of seconds between the flash of lightning and the sound of the thunder. 5 seconds means the storm is 1 mile away. Look, the rain has turned to hail. You can see the hailstones bouncing off the sidewalk. There was recently a hailstorm that came through, and there was about ping pong ball sized hail. It was about last week, I think it was. The storm has passed over, and now it's only drizzling. Let's go out again to see what happened. It's splashing the water under its wings to get rid of the dust and bugs in its feathers. Look, that bird has hopped into a puddle to take a bath. Look at all the slugs and snails. Yes, they only come out after the rain when it's very damp at night. There are so many worms in the flower beds. Do they come out when it's wet too? Yes, they do. If that bird sees them, it's going to gobble them up. Why do you think worms come out of the ground when it rains? They live in the ground. And when it rains, they come out. Maybe they get flooded out? These plants needed the rain. They're not drooping anymore. Now the sun has come out. Look at the raindrops on the leaves. They look like diamonds sparkling in the sunshine. Can you smell how fresh the air is? It always smells so fresh after a rainstorm. Look, there's a beautiful rainbow. Rainbows appear in the sky when the sun shines through the tiny drops of rain, and we learned about that before. But why do you think the air smells so fresh after a rainstorm? I think we might have talked about this during the water cycle. Does anybody remember? The raindrops, as they fall from the sky, they help clean the air. So they collect all those pollutants and toxins in the sky, and they bring them down. So it actually cleans the air. That's why the air smells so fresh after rain. The wet road is steaming in the sun. It's nearly dry already. Ooh, what do we call that, friends? Evaporation. When water dries up, that's called evaporation. Look, it says it right there. The steam is called water vapor. It rises up into the sky and makes, what's it going to tell us it makes? Clouds again. Woo! We learned about that in the water cycle. If you knew that, kiss your brain. Climb into the basket of the balloon and we'll go up in the clouds and take a look. How fun. Now we're rising up just as the water vapor does. What happens to the water vapors? Well, it forms rain clouds, which brings more rain. Look down below at all the water in the rivers and lakes and oceans. Some of that water turns into water vapor and makes rain clouds too. What happens when it isn't sunny? Water evaporates and turns into water vapors all the time, even when it's not sunny. Now we're flying through the clouds. Can you feel how damp it is? Yeah, that's because the clouds are really water vapors. How does the water vapor turn into rain? Well, I think of a coffee pot that's boiling. When it comes out of the spout, steam comes out of the spout. When the steam touches a cool wall, mirror, or window, it turns back into water. So we've all seen that before, right? The steam's coming out of the tea kettle or coffee pot, and maybe it's touching the back of the oven or the wall next to the stovetop, and it's like dripping water from there. Well, that's because the steam is cooled, and now it condenses into water droplets. We talked about that too in the water cycle. When the water vapor rises into the sky, it cools and turns back into millions of tiny drops of water. The tiny drops join together to make bigger drops. Then they fall as rain. It's cold up here in the clouds. Look at the water flowing down that little river. Where do you think the water will go? Franz, do we know? It'll flow down into the big river. How many of us said it'll flow to a river? Good job. Use your brains. Then it'll flow down to the ocean. Then the clouds will make rain again. That's called the water cycle. Now we could float to the ground too. This picture shows the water cycle. Can you remember each of the stages? Ooh, let's think, friends. What are the stages? The answers are on the last page. All right, so this here, number 1, it's going from a lake or an ocean. It's going up into the clouds. Who can tell me what that was? We had the hand movements. Evaporation. Okay. Then we had accumulation. Accumulate. Condensation. Precipitation. Ooh-wee. Love it. All right, friends. Water evaporates, water vapors form rain clouds, and then raindrops fall to the ground. So we have water evaporates, we had evaporation. We had water forms rain clouds, which was evaporation, condensation, precipitation, accumulation. Awesome. Great job, friends. Kiss your brains. I hope you enjoyed the story. I will be back next time with another one. Until then, stay tuned, stay safe, and wash your hands. Bye, guys.